Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, February 5th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names on our watch list, sometimes open positions like we have today. And as always, these are names that ideally are not yet too extended in their moves and are generally actionable from a technical standpoint. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we got 4 names we're looking at today, 2 from IBD's watch list, 2 from our watch list, one's an open position of ours. So let's jump into it. The first here is DHI. This comes from IBD's list. This is in the real estate space. If we zoom out here, you can see it had a very strong 2019, put in about a 60-70% return over the course of last year. So sort of doubling the S&P 500. We've got this nice long-term uptrend that has been intact. And since the start of this year, we actually really saw DHI start to accelerate, get some clean breakaway here from this recent trend. It broke to new all-time highs over $60. And then it proceeded over the past week or so to pull back very orderly here, about five days pulling back in this stock. And if we look at today's action specifically, you can see a bullish engulfing bar in the making as of the time of recording this. It's not the end of the session yet, so this could change. But so far, we opened below yesterday's lows. We're above yesterday's highs, and this is preceding, a 5-day pullback in a long-term uptrend with some recently strong momentum. So overall here, DHI, nice kind of pullback setup here, could be a potential day one pivot, something that looks interesting there from a pullback perspective on technicals. So that's our first name coming from IBD's watch list. The second one here is also from IBD's list, and we mentioned this one. This was a trade idea last week, and typically I don't like to showcase the same name back to back. I like to try and mix it up a little bit, but because it is starting to really kind of break away today, this is sort of the actionable kind of breakout for PFSI. So I wanted to put it back on here. We talked about this consolidation in this particular stock in last week's video. So if you followed along, then this one here probably looks familiar to you. But for pretty clear reasons here, nice strong uptrend throughout the course of last year, nice tight sideways base here, very long, kind of fueled up over the past 2.5 months or so, and now you can see it's starting its breakout move here to new all-time highs. This does have earnings, if I'm not mistaken, coming up. So I think it's this week. So keep an eye on that, or keep that in mind if you are thinking about purchasing this. Well, you might have some volatility to endure if you're going to pull the trigger before earnings. So again, do your homework there, but nice tight pattern breaking out, new closing highs here, a lot to like in PFSI. So those are 2 from IBD's watch list. Next 2 come from our watch list, and they're both biotech. And of course, biotech are inherently very risky stocks, especially the single drug stocks, or if they don't have an actual market label yet, they can be very risky. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these. But ARVN, this is about a $2 billion company here, so relatively small, but not a nano cap by any stretch. But it's had a very fast run from the lows last year of 2019, really just from the October lows. So from October to where we're trading right now, it's up 247%. So this shows you just how much volatility and just how fast some of these stocks can move, in particular ARVN. Momentum still in check here. It's going sideways, got a nice tight base that's developed here over the past couple of weeks, really since the start of January. And you can see today it's starting to get some momentum here and breakout, and really ignoring just the weak weakness that we've seen in biotech over the past 3 weeks, and even some of the chop in the broad market generally. It's been kind of trading in its own universe here, and it's performing very well. So no position here. It's again a speculative name, so keep that in mind. But nice tight pattern there with a potential breakout to new highs. Last but not least is a name from our watch list. It is also a biotech. Bigger company here. It's about a $13 billion biotech here. And if we zoom out, it's not quite at all-time highs, but it certainly had a nice run when, really the sector started to run, which was the fourth quarter of 2019 is when we saw that big move in IBB and XBI, and ALNY, it followed suit. And instead of, however, pulling back in a more sort of dramatic fashion or steeper fashion than either the indices or some of the other biotech names, this really went sideways here in a very orderly fashion. And in fact, we were fortunate enough to purchase this near the lows of this consolidation. So this is a position we've had on for some time here, or a few weeks anyway, in our Merlin trading strategy, but it is just getting going here to the upside. Now we are looking to scale some of our position into strength here. So as it lifts up into the 125, 126, we'll be a small seller of this position. We're not going to be liquidating everything, but we will be taking some profits here as this extends. So certainly full disclosure there, have a position, have a plan to sell some into the new highs here effectively. But from there, we're looking to stick with this name and look to see if this can continue and trend to new highs here. It's getting going today, lifting above this consolidation here. So a nice tight pattern, ALNY in the biotech space. Keep an eye on it, and it is an open position for us. So that's it. 4 names, 4 quick ideas there, a couple of different looks. Again, do your homework. It's earnings season, so always an important time to make sure you know when those companies report earnings. So that's it for me. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning in and watching. Every Wednesday, trade ideas just like this. Follow along on the YouTube channel or on thetraderist.com. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here for the weekend recap.